This is the Climate Story Project, where we share real stories about how climate change is shaping our lives. Stories that connect us, stories that move us to act. This is a project of the New York Climate Exchange, a nonprofit organization that's accelerating climate solutions through our unique partnership model and climate campus on Governor's Island. This Climate Week NYC, we invited the public to tell us their climate story. The story you're about to hear is from Jui Shah, a participant at our Pioneer Works pop-up. Here's what Jui had to say.
My family is very nature inclined, and we used to love road tripping to all of the national parks across the western part of the US, which to this day is some of the most beautiful topography that I've ever seen. There's just so much gorgeous land. And the ocean, driving along the Pacific coast it's like an unparalleled experience. I'll do it a million times and not get tired of it. We're so lucky to have all this diverse geography in this country. I hope we continue to preserve it. I've been in Southeast Asia for the last 6 years as a guest researcher. I'm an infectious disease expert, and I've been integrating climate data with epidemiological data to look at how patterns are changing of mosquito illnesses. The kind of work I do mostly focuses on malaria, and so it's an interaction among the environment, the mosquitoes, and humans. And all of those populations are affected by climate change. I've spent time in many places in the last year, and everyone is talking about how the monsoon used to be so predictable in Asia. You knew there was like a starting time and an ending time, and there was a season of monsoon. And now you have rains coming out of nowhere. People aren't prepared. You've got crazy amoebas, infectious diseases, just like going rampant in cities, which you also never used to see before. And so life becomes more predictable. The hot season is more unpredictable. Places where my sister lives, for example, her house doesn't have air conditioning, and that, for all of these decades has been the norm, and it's been fine, and now it's unbearable in the summers to be without air conditioning. I have friends who left Southeast Asia because their kids can't play outside. It's just so hot. The air quality is atrocious. The season that's most pleasant to be outdoors is also the season where the air quality is the worst. And so for tiny lungs, we're lucky to spend a lot of our youth outdoors in a lot of parts of the US, but in Southeast Asia, it's getting harder and harder all the time for kids to be able to play outside. And so you see so much play space has moved indoors. In the malls, there's these huge playgrounds, and kids still have a way to have fun and grow and explore, but it's definitely an adaptation. Everywhere I travel, I hear people talking about things they're noticing, and maybe they don't always connect that to the macro level climate change, but it's there and it's constantly in conversation that we're having as humans on this planet. I don't think people think about the fact that their action today, affects the mosquito population, which in turn affects like how quickly we can eliminate malaria, which in turn affects our general health and the health of travelers and the health of people who move and people who live in the tropics. And there's just so much interconnectedness, and I think we could celebrate that rather than be nervous about it. I work a lot across borders, so I think it's really baked into my life. I'm, constantly working in cross-cultural teams, and I'm a forever student. I'm always learning about the communities close to where I live. I think to some people that feels really far away or really different or really other, but at the end of the day, we are so interconnected. There's so many similarities, and I think so much of my work is capitalizing on those similarities and expanding on those similarities and reminding people that we're all in this together, and eliminating malaria, has benefits for everyone on this planet, whether it's right in front of your face or not.
This story is part of the Climate Story Project. To find more stories and learn more about the New York Climate Exchange, visit nyclimateexchange.org and follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram. This episode was produced by Kylie Miller. Thanks for listening.